Students, in this video I am going to discuss few examples and then algebra of differentiability. So here example number 2. In the previous lecture we have already discussed example number 1. This example we have already discussed. Now we will discuss the second example. Here this. Show that the function defined by this f of x is equal to magnitude of x plus magnitude of x minus 1 is continuous but not derivable at point x equal to 0 and x is equal to 1. So if you draw the graph of this function, then we have this bathtub shape. Here this is this when x is less than 0, then we have this branch. That means if you draw this when x is negative, because here x is basically, because we are interested in 0 and 1, so we will take the left hand side of 0 as well as right hand side of 1. So that's why we are taking minus 1, 0, 1 and 2. We may take also values in this range, but there is no need. So here we take only 1, 2, 3, 4 points, and based on this we will define the actual function. So when x is negative, so what will be the value of this? We have minus x. And what is the value of this? Because for negative value this will also be inside, put x equal to minus, so we get minus negative value, but magnitude gives you positive value always. That's why minus x minus 1. After simplification we get 1 minus 2x when x is negative. Now from 0 to 1, what we will get? We will get, this is positive, this is negative value. Between 0 and 1 this is negative value, so its magnitude will be 1 minus x. So x plus 1 minus x, x is cancelled out with this, so we get 1. So between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1, we get 1. Now when x is greater than 1, then this is positive, this is also positive, so x plus 1 x minus 1, so x is greater than 1, so we get 2x minus. So this is the actual function mathematically. Now we will use this to show the continuity and differentiability. So continuity at 0. Continuity at 0 means left hand side limit and right hand side limit. So first find out the left hand side limit. So limit x tending to 0 minus f of x is equals to limit x in terms of h tending to 0. For 0 minus we have to adopt this branch and take the transformation x is equal to 0 minus h, that means minus h. So 1 minus 2, and in place of this we are taking 0 minus h. Put the limit, we will get 1. Similarly the right hand side limit x tending to 0 plus f of x. For 0 plus we have this branch which is 1 constant value. So and f of 0, what is the f of 0 according to this? F of 0 means 1. So here is 1, here is 1, here is 1. So we can say that LHL is equal to RHL is equal to f of 0. So function is continuous at 0. Fine. So this is the continuity of the function. Now the continuity at x is equal to 1. Similarly, so find out the left hand side limit x tending to 1 minus f of x. Now here we will take the transformation x is equal to 1 minus h. So when you simplify this we will get 1. Similarly the right hand side limit x tending to 1 plus f of x is equal to limit 0 to, here we will take the third branch. Third branch means this branch. So 2 into 1 plus h minus 1, after simplification we get 1, and f of 1 is also 1, so this is LHL is equal to RHL is equal to f of 1. So function is also continuous at equal to 1. Now we will examine the differentiability. So LHD means left hand derivative. So left hand derivative is limit x at 0. So limit x tending to 0 minus means f of x minus f of 0 divided by x minus 0. Again we will adopt the same transformation, x equal to 0 minus h. So limit h tending to 0, f of 0 minus h minus f of 0 divided by minus h. After solving this, we get minus 2. Minus 2. Right hand side derivative, so limit x tending to 0 plus f of x minus f of 0 divided by this. So after taking the transformation 0 plus h, we get limit h tending to 0, f of 0 plus h minus f of 0 divided by h. So we get minus 2 and here is 0. Both are unequal, and that's why function LHL is not equal to RH at D. So f is not differentiable at x equal to 0. Similarly, we will prove the differentiability at x equal to 1. So function is also not differentiable at x equal to 1. So you can do yourself. Here we have another note point. We have this function f of x is summation n from 0 to infinite 1 by 2 raised to the power n cos 3 raised to the power nx. This function is everywhere continuous. हर एक जगह continuous है but nowhere differentiable. फंक्शन हर जगह continuous है but कहीं भी differentiable नहीं है. Fine. So this is an example कि function continuous है लेकिन कहीं भी differentiable नहीं है. Now the third example. Third example is that determine if f of x has a derivative at x equal to 0. क्या करेंगे हम, इसका लेफ्ट हैंड साइड डेरिवेटिव एंड राइट हैंड साइड डेरिवेटिव चेक करेंगे एट x इक्वल टू 0 पे. So now the left hand side derivative at 0 is equal to limit, this is the function, so limit x tending to 0 minus f of x minus f of 0 divided by x minus 0. So limit x tending to 0 minus, now the function is f of x is for 0 minus means x is not equal to 0. So that's why we will take this branch. So x square sin 1 by x minus f0 means 0 divided by x minus 0. Now take the transformation, x is equal to 0 minus h, so minus h. So limit h tending to 0 minus h whole square sin minus 1 by h divided by minus h. After simplification we get this, and this is nothing but 0 into a finite value between minus 1 and 1, because sin 1 by n is always, sin 1 by h is h tending to 0. So sin infinite, this sign is always laying in between minus 1 and 1. So finite value multiply by this 0, so 0. Similarly the right hand side limit, so right hand side r f dash 0 is nothing but limit x tending to 0 plus f of x minus f of 0 divided by x minus 0, which is equal to limit x tending to 0 plus x square sin 1 by x minus 0 divided by x minus 0. Here we will take the transformation 0 plus h, so this is h. So limit h tending to 0, h square sin 1 by h. Again simplify this, so what we will get, 0. Again following the same logic, so 0. So here is 0, here is 0, both are same, thus f dash 0 exists and is equal. So x is differentiable and its derivative f dash 0 is 0. This is the common value, so this 0 is the common value derivative. So this is the differentiability. Fine. Now we will take the algebra of differentiable functions. So this is the algebra of derivatives. Algebra of derivatives. So suppose we have two functions, f from closed interval ab to r and g, another function from closed interval ab to r. So both are having same domain, be derivable at c belongs to ab. Both functions are derivable at every point in the interval ab. Then, and c is one of them point. So then we have to prove that the scalar multiplication of any function, suppose f, is also derivable at point c, and alpha f dash, derivative of this alpha f at point c is nothing but, alpha is a scalar quantity, alpha f dash c, where alpha belongs to r, a scalar quantity. F plus g is also derivable at c, and f plus g dash c is equal to f dash c plus g dash c. Fg is also derivable, their product at point c, which is nothing but fg dash c is equal to f dash c g c plus fc g dash c. And fourth one is f by g is also derivable at c, and f by g derivative at point c is nothing but f dash c gc minus fc g dash c divided by gc whole square, provided gc is non-zero. And last is 1 by g is derivable at c, and 1 by g dash c is equal to minus g dash c divided by gc whole square, provided gc is not equals to 0. So we have to prove this one by one. So let's see. So now the proof. Since f and g are derivable at x equal to c, so they will satisfy these equations, f this and this. F dash c is equal to limit extending to c fx minus fc divided by x minus c, and g dash c is equal to limit extending to c gx minus gc divided by x minus c. This is say equation number 1. Now the first part, alpha f. So first part, alpha f dash c is equals to, by the definition of differentiability, this will be limit extending to c alpha f x minus alpha f c divided by x minus c. Now by the algebra of functions, this can be written as alpha fx minus alpha fc, because alpha is a scalar quantity. Now you can take alpha common, so alpha limit extending to c fx minus fc divided by x minus c, and this is nothing, this limit is nothing but f dash c, so alpha f dash c. So this is the first part. Now the second part, f plus g dash c is equals to, again, limit extending to c, this is f plus g x minus f plus g c divided by x minus c, because f plus g is a new function. Then you can again apply the algebra of functions, so this is nothing but limit extending to c fx plus gx minus fc plus gc divided by x minus c. Now you can take f and f, fx minus fc in a bracket plus gx minus gc another bracket divided by x minus c, and now separate this term, so we will get limit extending to c fx minus fc divided by x minus c plus limit extending to c gx minus gc divided by x minus c. This first limit is nothing but f dash c, second limit is nothing but g dash c. So this is the proof of the second part. Now the third part. Now the third part, here fg dash c is equals to limit extending to c fg x minus fgc divided by x minus c. Now apply the algebra of functions, so we get limit extending to c fx gx minus, this is the product, minus fc into gc divided by x minus c. Now add and subtract fc gx, so subtracted fc gx plus added fc gx. Then from the first two terms you can take gx common, and from last two terms you can take fc common. So and then separate the terms, separate the limits with the help of algebra of limits. So we get limit extending to c. From here you can take gx common and then divide by x minus c. So we get fx minus fc divided by x minus c into gx plus. Again apply this limit in the last two terms. So we get limit extending to c, and from here you can take fc common. So fc gx minus gc divided by x minus c. Fine. Now this limit is nothing but f dash c. Then this will be, because g is derivable, so continuous also. So continuity means limit extending to c gx will be what? gc. क्योंकि ये डेरिवेबल फंक्शन है तो कंटिन्यूस भी होगा, और कंटिन्यूस होगा तो लिमिट एक्सटेंडिंग टू सी जी एक्स विल बी वॉट? जी सी प्लस सिमिलरली हियर एफ सी एंड व्हाट इज दिस? दिस इज जी डैश सी. So this is the proof of the third part. Similarly the fourth part, f by g dash c is equal to limit extending to c f by gx minus f by gc divided by x minus c. Now apply the algebra of functions. So limit extending to c fx divided by gx minus fc divided by gc divided by x minus c. ठीक. Now simplify this. So we get limit extending to c fx gc minus gx fc divided by gx gc x minus c. Now gc is basically a constant, so you can take it outside. So 1 by gc limit extending to c, and then in the numerator you will add and subtract fcgc fcgc, subtracted and added. So this divided by gx and x minus c, because 1 by gc we have already taken outside. So now 1 by gc limit extending to c. Now from first two terms you can take gc common. So this is f of x minus f of c, minus from last two term you can take fc common. So this is gx minus this, and now separate this term gx x minus c. So we get 1 by gc, limit extending to c. From this we are having 1 by gx into limit extending to c, this numerator and x minus c, and then again this separate the terms. So gc, this gc f of x minus this divided by x minus c minus fc gx minus gc divided by x minus c, and then apply the limit. So what we will get, 1 by gc into what is this, because g is derivable so continuous also, so that's why 1 by gc के बराबर होगा, into यहाँ से इस ब्रैकेट में gc, gc is constant, what is this, this is f dash c minus what is this fc, and what is the value of this, limit will be g dash c. So here after simplification we get this. So this is the proof of the fourth part. Now the fifth part is 1 by g dash c is equals to limit x tending to c 1 by gx minus 1 by gc divided by x minus c. So again simplify this with the help of algebra of limits, algebra of functions. So limit x tending to c 1 by gx minus 1 by gc divided by x minus c. Then simplify this. So here we will get limit x tending to c gc minus gx divided by gx gc x minus c, and then you can take gc outside this. So minus 1 by gc limit extending to c, here we have taken minus common because we will interchange these two. So limit extending to c 1 by gx limit gx minus gc divided by x minus c. So we have interchanged these two, that's why negative is here. And then apply the algebra of limits. So we get this separate terms. This is nothing but 1 by gc, this is nothing but g dash c. So this is the proof of the fifth part. Fine. Now we have an important theorem known as Carathéodory theorem. Carathéodory theorem. This theorem is very helpful to prove chain rule. We will study chain rule in the next video. So that this theorem is very helpful to understand the chain rule. Fine. So now what is the theorem? Let f be defined on an interval capital I containing the point c. फंक्शन जो है वो डिफाइन है i में और ये इंटरवल कंटेन करता है किसी पॉइंट c को. देन f इज डिफरेंशिएबल एट पॉइंट c इफ एंड ओनली इफ देयर एग्जिस्ट अ फंक्शन g ऑन i, यानी f जो है वो डेरिवेबल होगा किसी पॉइंट c पे अगर कोई एक दूसरा फंक्शन हो g जो कि i पे डिफाइन हो, जो कि कंटिन्यूस भी हो एट पॉइंट c पे एंड सेटिस्फाइज दिस प्रॉपर्टी f ऑफ x माइनस f ऑफ c इज इक्वल टू जी एक्स इंटू एक्स माइनस सी for x belongs to I, and in this case we have gc is equal to f dash c. That means the derivative of f at point c is nothing but gc, यानी फंक्शन f डिफरेंशिएबल होगा c पे if and only if there exists another function g on I which is continuous at point c and satisfies this equation fx minus fc is equal to gx into x minus c for x belongs to I. In this case we have gc is equal to f dash c. This is the statement, very important theorem. So now we will prove. So first we have assumed that necessary condition that this function is differentiable at point c. So function is differentiable at point c, so obviously f dash c exists. Now to prove this what we will have, we have to define a function g, because हमें तो पता ही नहीं है g कैसा है, तो हम इस प्रॉपर्टी का इस्तेमाल करेंगे. So let gx is equals to, from here what will be gx will be, from here will be fx minus fc divided by x minus c. So this is written here, and this is defined for x not equals to c, because x equal to c पे ये 0 हो जाएगा तो इनफाइनाइट बन जाएगा, तो उसको अवॉइड करने के लिए this is defined for x is not equals to c, x belongs to I, x not equals to c but x is in I. Fine. Now for x equal to c क्या होगा, from here x equal to c means gx at x equal to c पे ये हो जाएगा gc, GC means f dash c. So this is f dash c. So second branch is f dash c. So this is the definition of the function. ठीक, अब हमें क्या प्रूफ करना है? We have to prove that this function g is basically continuous. So that's why find out the limit. Limit extending to c gx is equal to limit extending to c. Extending to c का मतलब होता है कि c के बराबर नहीं होगा. x is not equals to c. इसका मतलब we will take this branch, so f of x minus f of c divided by x minus c, but function f is differentiable, so you can replace this limit by f dash c as f is differentiable at c. So we can say that, but f dash c, from here f dash c is nothing but g of c at x equal to c, तो ये g of c के बराबर होगा, so g of c. So we can say that limit extending to c gx is equal to gc, that's why g is continuous at x equal to c. So function is continuous. Fine. अब हमें दिखाना है कि ये जो फंक्शन है ये इस प्रॉपर्टी को सेटिस्फाई करता है. So now if x is equal to c, if x is equal to c, then अगर आप इन दोनों में पुट करेंगे यहाँ भी और यहाँ भी, so we will get f of x minus f of c is equal to g of x into x of me becomes, this inequality becomes here c पुट करेंगे तो f of c minus f of c 0, यहाँ पुट करेंगे c minus c will give you 0, so inequality यानी आइडेंटिटी मिलती है हमें यहाँ. अगर x is not equal to c होगा तब क्या होगा? If x is not equal to c, then by our definition we can take the first branch here, and from here when you multiply this denominator in the left hand side, so we get f of x minus f of c is equal to this gx multiplied by x minus c. So that's why this inequality holds. ये भी होल्ड हो रहा है और ये भी होल्ड हो रहा है, एंड जी इज ऑल्सो कंटिन्यूस. सो दिस इज नेसेसरी पार्ट. नाउ द सफिशिएंट पार्ट, सफिशिएंट कंडीशन. सफिशिएंट कंडीशन में हम इसको एज्यूम करेंगे, जी इज कंटिन्यूस मानेंगे, एंड देन वी हैव टू शो दैट एफ इज डेरिवेबल. ये हमें प्रूफ करना है. सो नाउ हियर इज दिस. सो सपोज जी इज कंटिन्यूस एट सी एंड सेटिस्फाइज द कंडीशन दिस. फाइन. सो नाउ अब हमें प्रूफ करना है कि फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल भी है. एफ. So for x is not, x minus c is not equal to 0, the continuity of gx implies gc is equal to limit x tending to c gx, because function g is continuous, so that's why this will hold this. But what is gx according to this property? F of x minus f of c divided by x minus c. So this, and this is nothing but what? This g of c is equal to this, and this लिमिट, एंड क्योंकि ये कंटिन्यूस है ये लिमिट ज़रूर एग्जिस्ट करेगी, सो ये लिमिट भी एग्जिस्ट करेगी, सो एग्जिस्ट. इसका मतलब अगर ये एग्जिस्ट करता है तो ये क्या हो जाएगा? तब फंक्शन f डिफरेंशिएबल होना चाहिए, तभी ये लिमिट एग्जिस्ट करेगी. सो f इज़ डिफरेंशिएबल एट c, एंड क्योंकि फंक्शन डिफरेंशिएबल है सो f डैश c की जो वैल्यू हो जाएगी वो किस, ये f डैश c होगा जो कि gc के बराबर है, gc. ये हमें प्रूफ करना था. फाइन. अब इसको कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट किया गया है? लेट अस टेक एन एग्जांपल. f of x is equals to x cube where x belongs to r. Fine. Now x cube minus c cube, c is any constant, is equals to, इसको मैं क्या लिख सकता हूँ? आफ्टर पार्टीशन इसके फैक्टर्स बनाएंगे, so we get x स्क्वायर प्लस सी एक्स प्लस सी स्क्वायर इंटू एक्स माइनस सी. ये बिल्कुल इसी फॉर्म में है, इस फॉर्म में हमने लिखा. सो x माइनस सी जी एक्स इज दिस, f of x minus f of c is this, f of x minus f of c is this. So what is our gx? Gx is, if you compare this with, so we get x square plus cx plus c square, which is continuous at c. So f is differentiable at c and f dash c is equal to gc according to this. And what is gc? gc is c square plus c square plus c square 3c square. तो वैलिडेट हो गया. सो दिस इज द मीनिंग. तो ये हमारी कुछ थ्योरम थी, कैरी थ्योरी थ्योरम, अलजेब्रा ऑफ, हमने डिफरेंशिएबल फंक्शन पढ़ा. इन द नेक्स्ट वीडियो वी विल स्टडी अबाउट द चेन रूल. फाइन. थैंक यू.